The glass doors of Langford & Co. slid open with a soft chime. Alana Brooks stood behind the reception desk, straightening a stack of brochures she'd already fixed 3 times that morning. It was part habit, part nervous rhythm, something to keep her calm in a world that rarely noticed her. The elevator dinged. An elderly man stepped out, suit slightly wrinkled, hearing aid glinting beneath silver hair. He looked lost, confused, searching. 2 executives at the corner table exchanged glances. "Who's he?" "Must have wandered in again," one muttered, smirking. Alana hesitated, then stepped forward, soft smile breaking through her usual quiet. She raised her hands and signed, "Good morning. Can I help you find someone?" The man blinked, startled. Then his face broke into a wide, relieved grin. He signed back, hands trembling. "You no sign?" "Thank you." For a moment, the whole lobby fell silent. No phones ringing, no chatter, no ego. Just 2 people communicating in perfect understanding. But no one, not the watching staff, not even Alana, knew the truth. Because the man she'd just helped owned the building. Morning sunlight spilled through the glass lobby of Langford & Co., turning the floor into a mirror of gold and steel. Alana Brooks arrived early, like always, balancing her coffee in one hand, her notebook in the other. She moved quietly through her routine, checking emails, aligning pens, humming under her breath. The receptionist job wasn't glamorous, but it paid the bills and gave her something bigger: stability. When she wasn't at the front desk, Alana attended night classes in linguistics at the community college. Her classmates knew her as the girl who could sign faster than she could speak. She had learned sign language years ago for her younger brother, who'd lost his hearing after an illness, and who was gone too soon. Inside the company, though, kindness wasn't currency. The staff gossiped in sharp whispers. "Interns shouldn't talk to VIP visitors unless told," one said. "She's too nice, that'll get her nowhere here," another added. The office hummed with status, expensive suits, louder voices, and silent hierarchies. But Alana treated everyone the same. She greeted janitors, smiled at delivery drivers, and thanked the barista by name. That morning, her supervisor, Ms. Keene, called her aside. "You're not paid to chat with random people, Alana," she said flatly, eyes sharp behind rimless glasses. "Let security handle guests next time." Alana just nodded. "Yes, ma'am," but her calm expression barely hid the flicker of hurt behind her eyes. Moments later, the deaf man from earlier returned, walking straight toward her desk. He smiled and signed, "What's your name?" And when Alana answered with her hands, perfectly fluent and graceful, her boss's forced smile faltered, and then completely vanished. Because suddenly the man's bodyguards were walking toward them. Alana sat back at her desk, cheeks warm, hoping no one had noticed her signing with the old man. But whispers were already spreading across the marble floor like spilled coffee. Her supervisor, Ms. Keene, stormed over, heels clicking sharp as judgment. "What were you thinking?" she hissed. "You don't talk to random guests, especially ones like him." Alana blinked, confused. "I just helped him find his way. He seemed lost." Ms. Keene crossed her arms, lowering her voice. "You may have just offended an investor. Next time, stay silent and let management handle it." Alana swallowed hard, nodding, but inside, a quiet frustration burned. Kindness shouldn't need permission. Minutes later, the office phone rang. The receptionist at the top floor sounded breathless. "Everyone, the CEO's coming down, now!" The announcement hit like thunder. Staff rushed to fix ties, straighten skirts, adjust their posture. The lobby transformed from casual chatter to choreographed panic. The elevator dinged. But it wasn't the CEO who stepped out. It was the old man, flanked by 4 executives in suits. The same man she'd helped only moments ago, now moving with quiet authority. Every head turned. Every breath held. He scanned the room slowly, his gaze calm but piercing. Then he lifted one trembling hand and pointed directly at her. Her. Everyone froze. The head of HR, pale and sweating, stepped forward, whispering to his translator. The interpreter nodded, then said aloud, "He wants to speak only with her." The lobby fell into stunned silence. Ms. Keene stammered, "With her?" "She's an intern." The translator held up a hand, repeating firmly, "Only her." Alana's heartbeat roared in her ears. The stares from her co-workers felt heavier than the polished air around her. Still she stood, spine straight, face calm, and walked forward. The old man smiled again, signing something gentle. "You're the only one who spoke to me today." Before she could respond, the translator added quietly, "The chairman has been testing the staff for months to see who still remembers how to be human." A hush swept the lobby, Ms. Keene's face drained of color. The executives looked down, suddenly smaller beneath their expensive suits. "What would you do if you were there?" the narrator's voice asked softly. "Step back like everyone else, or stand tall like her." And then came the final blow. The translator's next words made even the CEO, just stepping off the next elevator, go completely silent. He said, "She'll be running his new department starting today." The old man motioned for his interpreter to step closer. He signed with calm, deliberate hands, the kind that carried weight beyond words. "This," the interpreter said, voice steady, "is Mr. Harold Thompson, founder and chairman of Langford & Co." A collective gasp rippled through the lobby. The CEO, who had just entered, froze, then bowed his head slightly in shock. Mr. Thompson looked directly at Alana, his expression softening. His hands began to move again. "I lost my son," the interpreter translated gently. "He was deaf. The world forgot how to speak to him until it was too late." Alana's eyes shimmered. She pressed her lips together, fighting emotion. Mr. Thompson's next sign was slower, his gaze full of gratitude. "Thank you for remembering people like him." The CEO stepped forward nervously. "Sir, I assure you, this was a misunderstanding." But Mr. Thompson silenced him with one raised hand. He signed again, smiling faintly. "She understands communication better than most of my executives." The interpreter's voice cracked slightly as he added, "He says he wants you to join his accessibility division permanently, and he'll fund your education. Full scholarship." The staff looked stunned. Ms. Keene's clipboard slipped from her hand, clattering against the marble floor. Alana blinked, overwhelmed. She signed back slowly, carefully. "I was just doing what's right." Mr. Thompson chuckled softly, hands moving again. "That's exactly what we need more of." He reached out, placing his hand gently over hers, a silent thank you from one soul to another. "Share this if you still believe kindness can speak louder than any language." As the crowd began to applaud, the interpreter hesitated. Mr. Thompson looked puzzled because Alana had started signing something new directly to him. The translator swallowed, eyes wide. "She just said," he murmured, voice trembling, "that she doesn't want the scholarship, unless others can learn too." And that one sentence made even the chairman pause. Alana smiled softly, her hands trembling slightly as she signed back. "I only did what I wish others had done for my brother." The translator's voice quivered as he repeated the words aloud. The room fell silent again, this time not from shock, but from respect. Mr. Thompson nodded slowly, signing with a firm grace that carried both wisdom and grief. "Then keep doing it," he said, "and make this company better than I ever could." Weeks passed. Langford & Co. was no longer the same. Posters now lined the hallways. Every voice matters. New training sessions appeared on the calendar. Inclusive communication, led by none other than Alana Brooks. She stood in front of a conference room filled with employees, including her old boss, Ms. Keene, who now listened in silence, taking notes. Alana moved her hands gracefully as she taught, her voice calm and confident. On the wall behind her hung a photo of her and Mr. Thompson signing together, a small caption beneath it reading, "Real leaders listen," in every language. After the session, Alana walked out into the evening light. The city glowed through the glass towers, and the hum of traffic below felt quieter somehow, more human. She glanced up at the sky, smiling faintly. The world, she thought, felt a little less silent today. Before leaving, she passed the lobby where she had first met him, the very spot that changed everything. A new plaque stood there now, engraved with his words, "Kindness needs no translation." She touched it gently, whispering, "Thank you, Mr. Thompson." Then she stepped outside, her reflection blending with the golden glass. One woman, one voice, carrying an unspoken message that reached farther than sound. Subscribe for more stories where quiet compassion changes powerful hearts. What if the language that truly mattered was never spoken at all?